So I just wanted to just say real quick, a lot of people always ask me, like, they want to know how I got started, the airbrushing in the art world and where I'm at today. So I wanted to bring everyone back into the roots where it all started. It really started here, actually.
When I talk about on Power 106 when I was with Big, every time we ever mentioned Magoo, anytime we ever talked about Magoo, that was just because anything we ever talked about was the best. It had to be #1.
My name is John Magoo Valadez. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Started my calligraphy and artwork here as a kid. My dad had great calligraphy and my mom was an artist. That's where it all inspired me to become who I am today. I used to copy my dad's writing and practice my mom's art. A majority of stuff that I do now is mostly writing, but I have some art skills that I use as well. This says right here, if you can look at it real close, I just was standing here talking to my dad today and I noticed it from 1978. So that means I was 7 years old when I did this. So M-A-G-O-O-78. You got to think back in the 70s, 80s, we didn't have no internet, we didn't have no social media or no stuff like that, not even video games. We had to make fun out of anything, Back then we were on the other side of the tracks, we were on this side of the tracks, we were at parties over here, riding dirt bike through, the empty lots over here, jumping on the trains, tagging up the trains, we had the trains through here. That was another thing. The house to here, we had trains that would break down here or stop here, and we would murder these trains right here. My grandfather was a steel worker. He would have a chest behind the house, and he had a lock on it, and he would always send me out there to get certain stuff. But he would have the paint sticks. If you guys know steel workers, they use paint sticks to mark on steel, to cut it. The white paint sticks, the thick ones. My grandfather had boxes of them, and every time he would send me for a tool in that box, I would open that. My eyes would always be focused on the paint stick. So I got to a point where I didn't care if my grandfather would find out that I took a paint stick. We started riding on buses, and we would go tag up way down Compton, all down Florence Avenue, and we would get the RTD buses, the windows. Like, we didn't care. We were some of the first. And from what I can remember, I've always had a paper and pencil, and before I would want to add and subtract or write a sentence or do anything, I would want to draw. First time I ever picked up a spray can, the street was my canvas. Everything was my canvas. At that time, we were doing bomber jackets. Breakdance was in. Everyone wanted me to do their name on the bomber jacket. So we would do these big old pieces. It would be like, block letters or whatever. I knew all that time that I wasn't going to get away with this whole big old top to bottom piece without the cops, seeing us. I would do these pieces, and sure enough, here comes the cops. Everyone's running. Cops are swooping up to me. I'm on the wall, and I'm timing the cops how close they're getting to me. They're getting closer, and I see them coming, but I knew how much time I had to run and get away, I would be stating the last letter, and the cops maybe 15 steps away from me. That would be shading the letters in, and I would get to that point right to the end, man. And I had it down packed like that, man. And I remember going to school, and teachers, they would have me in first period, second period. I would have to hide through them because I wasn't in school, but I was just there for calligraphy, But unfortunately, I got thrown out of that school for graffiti, but that's where I picked up my first airbrush. 84, 85, I dropped out of school or whatever, the 10th grade, I went to different schools, getting transferred to different schools because of my graffiti. I never could stay out of steady school. I didn't pick up airbrush till 1999. Since I used to do all these signs and all this for people remember me for my art in the neighborhood, and that's when I moved to Azusa, and there was a friend of mine that I heard was doing really good. He was doing tattoos, and I called him up, and I was like, hey, you know what, man, I moved out here, I got a family now, I'm getting started, I need a job. He was the only friend I finally could reach out to, man. I was doing bad at the time, We had a kid coming in, I had to get a job. I had to help. I couldn't sit there, So I called my buddy. He's like, bro, I need you to come to my shop tomorrow. He goes, you got skills, man. I know you got skills. I seen your walls. I seen all that. You still know how to use an airbrush? I remember you used to do airbrush in school. I was like, yeah, I still know how to use an airbrush. Which it was 15 years later. I wasn't scared to jump back on. I wasn't a professional, but I knew how to function it. I know it wasn't easy. He's like, we're gonna go out. We're gonna make flyers. We're gonna go out to these parks. We're gonna hand them out for banners, and let's see what happens. By the time the end of the week came, we had people coming to the door asking for banners, As time went by, it got better, and we were making money. We were making really good money with it, and that's when my eyes opened up to the world, to the art world. We would have 25 teams, $100 a banner. It was $2,500, that we were making. This was a lot of money to me, You got to remember, I'm coming from all these streets, and this is $2,500. If I paint these 25 banners, I'm gonna make $2,500 a week. Well, guess what, man? I'm gonna start painting. I could say my art has taken me a long way From working with name brand designers like Guess, Juicy Couture, Stance, rap artists like Big Sean. I just done a collab with Puma for Big Sean. You know, I've worked with Jennifer Garner, Gwyneth Paltrow, Chris Martin. I just finished doing an event for Katie Lowe's. I painted at some cool spots like Warner Brothers Studios, Sony Pictures, just to name a few. You know, you could catch me at Nordstrom's one day, Macy's, and then you catch me also, you know, in someone's backyard, somewhere in the hood. But I said in a few years, I would like to have active, continuously running, have my artists out there working. I want to get young artists and train them, and I want to show them if any of you guys have a passion and pick up an airbrush. I recommend you pick up an airbrush and come talk to me. And I'm doing, you know, sometimes 5 to 10 shows a night. I can't handle everything, you know what I mean? So there's always going to be work, but you know, as long as I keep hustling and pushing and promoting and marketing myself, like I've been doing, I think there will always be some work. I never thought that I would be sitting here today, you know, doing what I love to do, making money and a living for my family to support them. Hopefully I can inspire, you know, youth out there and let them know they can do it just like I did it.
When it came to airbrush, when it came to talking about art, this man has art in his heart, my homie Magoo. Check this shit out, alright?